Hey guys, Styrene Relics, and this is my shop. And why am I showing you this? Well, today is my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. My wife and I, we've been married 37 years today. We dated 5 years before that. That makes 42 years. Today, a wedding anniversary at 37 years is glass. And I'll explain here in a minute. I've had a couple of guys ask me about my display cases, and I'm going to tell you they're achievable, guys, because I'm cheap. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you how this works out, how it worked out for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only lucky guy in the whole world. Long time ago, mid '80s to late '80s, like I said, a good friend of mine, his hobby shop was closing and he had this display case. I didn't know anything about display cases other than you could never find them, and I wasn't really looking for them, and so I bought this one off of him, and I paid $150 for this one. Now it's got two 2-foot fluorescent bulbs in it, and I've reworked it, and it's the cat's meow for me. I really like it. It's perfect size. I was going to measure it before I did this, and I didn't. I think it's 6.5 foot, and it's about 50 inches tall. There's no storage space underneath, but it displays a bunch of cars, and I can put a lot more in there if I want to. After I bought that one, I bought another one, and it was really bad shape, and I think I paid $50 for it. And so I gave that to a buddy of mine. And he's enjoying that right now. That leaves me to this big tall one. I can't back up far enough. This one is about 6 foot tall and probably about 5 foot wide. I was at an antique shop and a lady said, you know, the person that was here has moved out and they left it and told me just to get rid of it. And I said, okay. She says, $45 and it's yours. Now this is homemade. It's like a fish tank type of thing. It's all glued together with a fish tank top. And there's no lights in it, so I laid some LED lights up on the top. But it's like a giant fish tank with sliding doors in the front. I highly suggest that if you guys want display cases, do that. Go with the ones that slide in the front, because these back door ones are a real pain to get cars in and out of unless you want to move your display cases. I paid $35 for that. She told me $45, and I'm standing there looking at it thinking, how am I going to get that in the car? And she says, well, okay, $35. So these things are obtainable, all right? You can do it. You just got to be at the right place, right time, and you got to keep your eyes open. That leaves me to this one. Now, 2 years ago, my wife and I were out antiquing, and the antique shop was closing up and moving to a different place, a smaller place, and she had this display case sitting there. There was no backs to it, no doors in the back, and I haven't painted them since I've made them, and I need to. But I says, well, how much you got to have for it? And she said, $25. It came with 2 shelves, and they were short shelves. So I had to get some glass, but I was lucky because I had glass already kicking around from a couple other display cases. So I cut them down to fit because they weren't long enough for this display case. Because this display case is a long one. Gosh, I think this one's like 7 foot. It's quite long. So anyways, I cut the shelves in half so I could stagger them and get as many cars in there as I could. That was 2 years ago. I filled that up fairly quickly. I could probably get some more down there in the bottom for sure. I could get a lot more in there if I got new shelves, but why should I spend the money on that? So today, being my anniversary, my wife and I were out again today, just kind of goofing around. And so, like I said, 37 years is glass. At least that's what I'm going with. So I bought her, she collects chickens. So I bought her some $4 chickens. And she bought me this display case. And, you know, I was going to walk away from it, but this one is kind of cool. It's got, this is one you would see like in a high school. You don't, the other ones are like department store cases, all right? This one is definitely like a high school trophies and stuff, because why I think that is there's so much wood to it, and the edges, they're rounded. Everything's rounded. And the shelving, I don't know if I can get it. Yeah, maybe. The shelving is rounded with a lip on the end, so nothing would roll off it, you know, to the next shelf. So now I've got to make 4 doors opposed to just 2 because it's got the wood brace across the middle. So again, now like all 4 of them, I'm like, all right, I plug it in the wall, boom, the light comes on. I'm 4-0, man. I'm telling you, I can't go wrong. This is just so cool. I was just stoked when I got this thing home and plugged it in. So, yep, that's it, man. That's what you get. So, oh, and there was one other thing I wanted to say. I feel bad, but I should have done this right off the bat. Hey, Glenn, 772 Mile Garage. Card came in, man. Came in today. So I guess I shouldn't have jumped the gun. I wasn't scolding or nothing. By no means, trust me. I just wasn't sure if it went out or if it got lost. Because snail mail ain't like what it used to be. So, yep, I got it today. So that was about a week getting here. So, cool. I'm glad for that. So, my plan, I took my big picture down. That was tough to do, guys, because I love my Cowboys. So, I got all my Cowboy stuff out. And I put it in a different room. And so now that's going to be for all my shop cards up in there. If it's not going to be for my shop cards, it's going to be for all my records. Because I've got all these old hot rod records. I got 1 and 2. I got to put them up on a wall. So maybe, let me spin you around a little slower. Maybe they'll go up on that wall. Is what I'm thinking now that I think of it. I might do that. So I got a lot of cleanup to do. I got stuff just piled up everywhere right now. So, hey guys, I've had a few guys ask me about these. So here we go. That's my display cases. That's what you get when you get 37 years under your belt. So, hey, back into the door. All right, guys, that's all I got. Have a great day. I am. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have fun.